Fiona, have you reconsidered the offer I made to you the other day?
Uncle Bodrick, I'm still thinking about your offer. It's really hard for me to agree and follow your suggestion. My mother also just passed away a month ago, so I still have a lot of unfinished business. So now, I kind of don't want to get married yet.
I know that my mother's sudden passing has cost me a great blow. However, Fiona, please forgive me. It is not natural that I make such an offer to you. The other day, because the time to talk was too urgent, I didn't have time to tell you the real reason and the purpose of why I want you to agree to that proposal.
What's up? Why do you sound so serious? What happened?
Actually, I don't have much longer to live, Fiona.
What? Why? What disease do you have?
That's right. Last week I had a checkup. The doctor discovered in my lung there was a malignant tumor. It had grown quite large already. The doctor diagnosed that I have terminal lung cancer.
Oh, Bodrick, how bad? A good person like you. Why have such a malignant disease? Is God making fun of me? Why do my loved ones keep leaving me like this? After all, what did I do wrong?
Fiona, don't blame yourself like that. You did nothing wrong. Your mother died in a car accident and she lost a lot of blood before she reached the hospital. And me, you know me, a smoker. It's just that, as I get older and my health is somewhat declining, I have less smoking compared to when I was young and healthy. I smoke at least 5 cigarettes a day, sometimes more.
But this is too cruel for you. I know that my father died before I was born, and my mother did not remarry after giving birth to me. She raised me alone from a young age until now. Although my family is quite poor, my mother has never let me suffer or lack anything. However, as a single mother, my mother sometimes has many difficulties in life that she cannot manage on her own. At times like that, it was you who showed up and helped us a lot. So you're very grateful to us, Bodrick.
Fiona, don't be so polite. That's what I should do. Your parents were my best friends in high school. They also helped me a lot when I was having a hard time. So when you guys are in trouble, I can't just stand by and watch.
I am really grateful to you for this. Given the opportunity, I am sure in the future I would do everything to repay you.
If you said you wanted to repay me so badly, then consider my offer.
Yeah, I'll definitely do anything to repay you. However, with your suggestion, I don't know either.
Fiona, I really don't have much time left to live. The doctor said I probably only have a few more months to live. Before I left, I had only one wish. To find my son a good wife, and in my eyes, you're the best choice. Fiona, I'd watch and watch you grow and you as you're a toddler. So I know what kind of person you are and you will make a good wife.
But, Bodrick, I haven't even met your son. If you ask him to suddenly marry me now, will he accept?
Don't worry, Fiona, I will take care of this for you. Although my son is a stubborn person, he is also a sensible kid. So he'll just agree to this with me.
I don't know. I still feel like things won't be that easy.
Fiona, trust me. As long as I live, you will not suffer.
Okay, so I agree with you.
Really? My goodness. I'm so happy. Thank you, Fiona.
You don't have to thank me. After all, this is your only will, so I will help you fulfill it. Anyway, I'm so indebted to you. It's time for me to repay you.
That's great then. So this weekend, I hold a private meeting for you and my son. After all, 2 people should meet first before getting married, right? Oh, are you free this weekend?
I have some work to do, but I can arrange a time to meet him.
Good. Then I'll let him know so he can arrange the time. Do you know my son's name? His name is Alan.
You said it before, but I'm busy at work, so I don't remember.
It's okay. I will give him your phone number. You can text and get to know each other first.
That's fine.
Okay, I'll text Alan right now. So there's a wedding coming up. I'm really having a good time, Fiona.
Yeah, it's good that you're happy.
Several days later.
Alan, where are you? It's been more than 2 hours and I still haven't seen you. What's up?
Huh? To where?
Of course, to the restaurant. Today you and I have a private meeting.
I'm going with my partner, so I can't come to the meeting today. Besides, I don't want to see you and we have nothing to talk about.
What? If you don't want to see me, you can message me. Why make me wait alone in a restaurant? I also have my own job. Not that I sit idle and have nothing to do.
Do you also have a job? I thought you were someone who'd like to eat others.
What did you say?
Stop pretending to be stupid. Do you think you don't know your real purpose in agreeing to marry me? A poor and familyless girl like you suddenly one day receive an offer to marry the son of a rich family. Obviously, you will not hesitate to immediately agree to that offer.
I warn you, don't insult me like that.
I must be afraid of you. Don't think that my father is behind you to protect you and that you come up to me like that. Let me tell you one thing for you to remember. I agreed to marry you only because of the inheritance that my father left behind. Especially, I already have someone I love. So even if I married you, I would never accept you as my wife.
So you're being honest with me, right?
That's right. My father also didn't have long to live, so after he passed away, all the inheritance was in my name. At that point, we'd get a divorce and put an end to this bullshit marriage.
You calculated well. Poor Patrick. He would be very sad if he knew that the son he loved so much wanted him to die so soon. What if he knew about your plan?
It would be best for you to keep your mouth shut and not cough anything at him.
Are you threatening me?
I don't have to threaten you. You should know that if you told him the truth, it will make him angry and his illness would worsen. I remember he helped your family a lot, didn't he? He is the benefactors of your family. How dare you make his illness worse? Is that how you repay the favor of the person who helped you?
Of course not.
Then it would be best to shut up and fulfill his last wish to marry me. If you obediently listen to him and don't tell him, I will consider giving you a little profit after we get divorced. Well, I'm busy right now, so I can't text you anymore.
A few moments later.
Fiona, tomorrow's your wedding with Alan. Everything in the wedding, are you ready?
Yes, only the wedding dress left. It was just finished today and will be delivered tomorrow morning.
That's good. I can finally wait for the day to see you two get married.
Patrick, are you sure with your decision?
Huh? What do you mean?
You know, Alan doesn't like me. Not to mention he has a girlfriend. Forcing him to marry me, I am afraid that our future will not be happy.
What's up? What did Alan do to you?
No, he didn't do anything to me. It's just that I see a forced marriage. The future will hardly be sustainable.
Yes, but there are many cases where the future is still good. Like marriage first, love later.
Patrick, you're so funny too. The story of marriage before love after that you talk about only appears on a few TV series or in love novels. In reality, there's almost no such thing.
Fiona, does something happen? Please tell me. As long as I'm here, no one would dare to do anything to you.
It's just a bunch of little things. You don't have to worry about them. Patrick, there's one thing I would like your help with.
Okay, what's going on?
You know my father passed away before I was born, and my mother passed away not too long ago. In fact, right now, there are no relatives beside me but you. So if you allowed me, I'd like to ask you one thing. Tomorrow, when the wedding happens, can't you hold my hand and walk down the aisles together?
Huh? What do you say? You're not kidding me, right?
Yeah. If you think I'm asking too much, just say no, it's okay then. Anyway, the fact that the father-in-law took his daughter-in-law to the ceremony didn't seem very reasonable.
No, nothing is wrong here. Oh, Fiona, I have raised and been with you since you were a baby, and I will always treat you like my little daughter. It will be an honor for me to hold your hand and lead you down the aisle.
Baldric, really thank you very much. You are always willing to help me out. You are like a father to me.
Do you really think so? Do you really see me as your father?
Yes, Baldric.
I'm really happy, Fiona. I'm so happy I can cry right now.
Baldric, don't be kidding. An under 16 male like you will cry over this petty thing.
What a trivial matter. It's extremely important to me. Like a father can get his daughter back after years of separations.
Huh? What do you say?
Nothing. You don't mind what I say, and you're still happy.
Okay, that's late. You should rest early. I also need to go to bed early now. Otherwise, tomorrow my eyes will be black like a panda.
What do you say? Even if you're a panda, you're the most beautiful panda bride in my eyes.
You really know how to make fun of me.
Alright, you get to rest early.
Several days later.
Damn it! What the hell are you doing, Alan? Dad, you can't blame me for this. This is not my fault. Not your fault. If it wasn't for you to keep hanging around with your ex-girlfriend, would she have come to ruin your wedding today? I really don't know about this, Dad. How could I have foreseen her coming to ruin the weddings? Unforeseen? So tell me, 2 hours before the wedding, where are you, with whom, and what did you do? I was with my friends in the groom's lounge. Do you think I'm an idiot to believe what you say? Dad, no, I wouldn't think like that about you. Before the wedding, you were staying with your ex-girlfriend in the bathroom, which the wedding groom prepared for you and Fiona. And yet you dared to bring her into that room? And what were you in that room doing to her? I don't need to tell you, right? How do you know this? You were still downstairs at the wedding hall, talking to the guests. Do you think this is an abandoned house and no one passed by? The message helper saw you and your ex-girlfriend walking into that room. Do you have anything left to deny? That's right, I admit I did. But Dad, it was you who forced me to do this. What? They forced you to do that dirty trick? It was you who forced me to break up with my ex-girlfriend to marry Fiona. You know, I have a girlfriend and we've been together for over 3 years. I know you're not always satisfied with what I do and always make me do what you want. But there's a limit to everything. You can't be so unreasonable as to force me to break up with my girlfriend and marry a stranger I've never met. Now you're blaming me against me? Why don't you look at yourself and ask yourself why I have to be so strict with you? A useless boy who only knows how to play around all day, lazy person who just wants to eat but doesn't want to work. Because I want to have you change and hope you will become more mature and responsible, I've let you support the family business as a director. However, from the day until now, what have you done? How many days have you been at the company? All day I just see friends and ex-girlfriend hanging out to eat, hang out and go to the hotel to do dirty things. Dad, it's not like I'm neglecting work at the company, but sometimes it's just stressful. You have to let me rest a bit. Are you still stubborn and refuse to admit mistakes? When you agreed to marry Fiona, I thought you'd change, grown up and become more thoughtful. But Seema was wrong. I really feel sorry for her for forcing her to marry a scoundrel like you. You're always Fiona, Fiona. I'm your son. Why are you always defending her? Furthermore, I agreed to marry Fiona, also because it was my father's last will. It was my father who told me that he had lung cancer and only had a few months left to live. So you expect me to marry her, right? Is that so? Is it really because you want to fulfill my only wish before I die? Of course, Dad. You're my father. Although your whole life you've always been strict with me, but I know you only do it for my own good. So it would be unfilial if I don't fulfill your last will. I didn't know my son was a filial son. What do you mean by that? I know you agreed to do what I want just because of the inheritance I left behind. Am I not wrong? No, Dad. You really know how to joke. Don't really have time to play with you right now. If before, when I want you to do anything, you have to argue with me, although most of the time you will say have to do what I ask. Then after learning that I have terminal lung cancer, your personality completely changed. As long as it's what I want, you do it all without arguing. That's normal, Dad. No one knows that his father is seriously ill and had no more time to live and argue with them. Instead of arguing, trying to help them fulfill their pre-departure wishes, won't this be better? Good son. Can you explain why you secretly hired someone to look up my will and change the name of the heir? Don't joke like that. I don't have the brass neck to do that. Are you sure you don't dare? Or do you have to let me show you proof before you admit what you did? You can't just show the evidence, because I didn't do this, so I have nothing to fear. Yes, I have no proof that you did this, but the fact that you instigated your mother to do this for you, I have proof of that. What? This? How do you know this? If you don't want people to know, don't do it. It's unbelievable that the person I raised now should do these actions. If you have coveted my money so much, I would not give you a dime from there. What? You can't do it to me. After all, I am your son. If I'm not the heir to that money, then no one has a right to inherit them. Of course you're my daughter. What? Your daughter? Do you have a daughter? That's right. She's 25 years old this year. Wow, you're real good at that. You dare to secretly hide my mother from having an affair with another woman and having a child of her own outside? You look like a decent man, but unexpectedly, inside you, you're such a cheap guy, such an asshole. Be careful with your words, Alin. Why should I be careful? Look at you, always pretend to be a talented person, pretend to be a devoted husband to his family, a father who is always dedicated to taking care of his children. Now that I see your true face. But before that, you should dare to teach me my life. I knew that I set a fox to keep the geese. Look the way you live and behave. You look just like your dad. What the hell do you say and think that call me like you? I'm not saying you look like me. I'm saying you look like your dad. What does that mean? I do not understand. If my father is not you, then who is? You're the only child of your mother and her ex-lover. What? What the hell are you talking about? Even if you don't want me to inherit your property, there's no need to make up a ridiculous story like this. You're insulting Mom. Do you look like someone who's joking? No way. You're lying. I don't believe you. For the sake of the company's business, your mother and I were forced to get married. At that time, we both had someone we loved, but we had to give up that relationship for the sake of our family. On the surface, we play the role of a harmonious couple who always love each other, but back home, we are no different from a business partnership. Because the family on both sides always urged us to have children soon to have an heir, but we originally didn't have feeling for each other. After marriage, we became even more cold and alienated. 3 months after getting married, your mother found out she was pregnant. She knows that if she let me know this, I will be angry and use that excuse to divorce her. And that's why she set me up to get drunk on the night of her birthday. A month later that night, she informed everyone that she was pregnant with my child. Wow, Dad, you're definitely a person with that sense of humor. The story you tell sound like the love stories in the TV series. If you don't believe me, I can take you for a DNA test, even though I've been doing it since you were 5 years old. What? Did you find out early on that I'm not your biological child? So why didn't you say anything? Why is you still silently nurturing me until now? To me, the one to blame is your mother, not you. So I have no reason for me to stop nurturing you. So why don't you just keep doing it? Why tell me the truth now? Why? Alan, from childhood to adulthood, no matter what you do wrong, I will always close my eyes to your misbehavior and then just punish you lightly. That's right, Fiona is my daughter. Holy shit, what the hell is going on? I'm a man forced by his father to marry a strange girl, but now the girl is his biological daughter, and I, for his biological son, became a stranger without the same bloodline. That's a funny story. Okay, if you don't believe it, you can go ask your mother. I don't waste time explaining to you anymore. The important things that I want to talk about now is the inheritance of property after my death. I should have left you half of the property because you are more or less the child that I raised as a child. However, after all, what are you trying to say now? Listen carefully. After my death, all my assets will be transferred to the heir, Fiona, my biological daughter. What? You can't treat me like that. That's not fair. I'm your son. She's you're a stranger. You can't give her all the inheritance. That's not fair. There's nothing unfair here. You're the one who destroyed our own inheritance. This is the price you pay for daring to humiliate my daughter at her wedding. No, not me. I didn't do that. Like you said, I'm an asshole who always thinks what he said is always right. Therefore, I do not have time to listen to your explanations. My opinions have been decided. No one can replace it anymore. Hold on, Dad. Please listen to me, Dad.
A few minutes later.
Fiona, please answer the phone.
Baldrick, today's the worst day of my life.
Fiona, I'm sorry. I'm the one who made you into this mess. If I hadn't forced you to marry Alan, things wouldn't have turned out in such a bad way.
There's no point in apologizing now. Today, I was humiliated by Alan's ex-girlfriend in front of everyone and laughed at by others as a poor child without parents. Now, what else do I have to do to go out?
No, Fiona, I won't let anyone insult you and call you a motherless person because your father is still alive.
Can you still make fun of me up to this point? Baldrick, have you forgotten? My father passed away before I was born.
No, Fiona, your father never died. He's still alive and has always been by your side to take care of you from childhood to adulthood.
What the hell are you talking about? Don't talk nonsense anymore.
I'm not talking nonsense, Fiona. Your father is still alive. And he was me.
What? Enough, Baldrick. This joke is not funny.
I was not joking. I am your father, and you're my biological daughter, Fiona.
If I am your biological daughter, who was the father who died before I was born? What were the things about my father that my mother used to tell me before? Were they all lies?
Yes, your mother did this for her own reason, so don't blame her.
Reason? After all, why did she lie to me all these years? And you? You say you are my father? So why did you abandon me and Mom? Why didn't you accept me as your daughter as soon as I was born and only now would you tell me?
It was all my fault. Because of the situation at that time, I was forced to leave your mother.
What situation?
For the sake of the family business, I was forced to marry the daughter of the partner company. This helped my company have a more sustainable foothold in the economic market. Unexpectedly, 3 months after getting married, I learned your mother was pregnant with you. I was really happy at the time. However, if her family found out that she was pregnant, both she and you would be in danger. So I chose to be quiet and silently help her. Until you were born, I only dared to take the position of your mother's best friend to take care of you instead of your deceased father.
Huh, so what now? For what purpose do you say this? Want me to forgive you and adopt you as my father? I've been seeing you weirdly since yesterday. When I say that I have always considered you my biological father, your reaction is very unusual. But I also didn't think much of it and just thought that maybe you wish for a girl that you actually don't have. Who would have guessed, huh?
Fiona, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to abandon or hurt you. Just because of the compulsory situation at that time, I couldn't do anything.
Compulsory situation? Really? You know that a forced marriage would not bring happiness, but you were the one who has been through it. But now it's you who do it to me. Not to mention, if I were your daughter, then Alan and I would be half-brothers. That is illegal. Don't you think that's too much for me to do?
No, Alice is not my son. My current wife and I do not have any children together. Alan is just a cover for this fake happy family relationships.
Well, Baldrick, I didn't expect you to be like that. So I misjudged you before. I thought you were a good man who raised and helped my family. As a person, even if I die, I must repay all the gratitude and repay you. Who would have thought that you are the cause of so many tragedies in my life? I misread you, Baldrick.
Fiona, I'm really sorry. I know that no matter what I do, I can't atone for my mistakes. I don't expect you to forgive me. I just hope that you will accept me as your father. Just like that, I was too satisfied.
No, Baldrick, that would never happen forever. For me, my father is dead and you would never be my father forever. And I would never forgive you either. That's enough of my life being ruined by you. From now on, I'll cut ties with you and you would never contact me again. If I used to rely on or cling to you, now I have given up on you. You should also give up on me. Goodbye, Baldrick.
Wait, Fiona.
Meanwhile,
On the evening of that wedding, after texting Baldrick, I packed all my luggage and went out of his house. After that day, Baldrick called and texted me several times, but I never answered because it was too annoying. I blocked his number. A few months later, Baldrick's lawyer contacted me and told me that he had passed away in the hospital because he had no strain to fight lung cancer. All the assets he left behind were in my name as an heir. However, I refused to accept them because I did not want to have anything to do with him anymore. Currently, I have found an office job and rented a new house to live in. I think after this series of tragedies, it's time for me to start a new life.